Hello, this is Coco, and I'm um, doing a recap of episode 2 of Can't Lose. And it starts off with you know, Yi Hangwoo handing her the paper, do you see a problem? And she's like, I don't see nothing. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, look at the paper. And she looks, on the document it says that, he's just a living partner. He's like, you forgot to register our marriage. Explain yourself. And she's just like, I forgot. He's like, what? And he was like, you don't remember that day? She said, what day? And he was like, remember the day we had people witness and signed our piece of paper? And I wanted to do it together. And he was like, no, let's play rock, paper, scissors. And whoever loses got to take it. And the lady, they played rock, paper, scissors. And she lost. And she was supposed to take it. And someone came in. And she tried to get out of it, but he was like, nope, you take it. And she was like, no. Look, it happened this way. We played rock, paper, scissors. I lost. And when my person came in, I just gave you the paper and left it off. And they was like, yeah, right. He's like, no, I'm right. She's like, no, I'm right. And I was like, okay, let's get the witnesses. And two witnesses are two people that, work for them. And they're like, who's right? No one didn't want to, say anything, but dude was like, well, she did give you the paper, and then both of them two left. And she was like, you remember that? He was like, no. He said, he was like, if I didn't say that, she would have been in there forever. And it goes back to the two couple, Leon J and Yi Hangwoo, of course, arguing each other, and she's like, you don't believe the witness? He was like, he left his job to come work for you. No, I don't believe he'll say anything he wants you to say. And so they both going to share the office trying to find a piece of paper, like, trying to show she's looking, he's just thinking, and then he was like, through her office, because their offices are see-through windows. Which I wouldn't have it that way, but I mean, really no privacy, but whatever. And so she's coming there. She's like, "What?" He was like, "Where said that book you had?" She's like, "I ain't seen it in 3 weeks," which you think would cross her mind. Like, she did see that piece of paper, and she looking through it, and like, bam, there is the their marriage certificate. And it's like, oopsie. She's like, okay, I'll do it. And so she goes off to finally eventually get the marriage thing, but her mother-in-law called, and she's like, well, I'm busy. And the mother's like, you don't want that money? And she's like, okay, I'll be right there. And so she was talking to over the legal thing, because remember, the mother's trying to buy this building or whatever. And she's like, she said, her mother-in-law, like, you sure do like money. And she said, didn't you tell your husband that, like, when you married him, it was okay if he did this? She said, well, shoot, I lie. And then she was who she talking to. And she just smiled. And she's like, okay, let's go to the spa together. And she's like, no, we should go out to eat together, with your son. And she's like, no, we could do that afterwards. And so, like, Leon Jace was like, man, I gotta get the marriage thing signed. So she tried to call her husband, but he tried to get all up out of it. So Leon J stuck at the spa thing. She's vaccinated, and here comes her mother, and she's like, oh no. And her mother-in-law's like backhand complimenting her, and she's like, why don't my son want to go out with me? She said, how I don't want to be around my mama. He don't want to be around you. And I was like, okay. And of course, after that over, her husband is over there. He's working and being busy about the dude that signed his. He had his daughter sign that the lease form. He's like working on that stuff and going back to her, and her mother's all basically just ragging on her. And it goes back to Yu Hongwoo, and he's like, he's wondering why he's coming home, and he sees that friend, the dude that was at the boxing, and so he's like, okay, what's going on? And apparently, because he was so busy, Yang Hongwoo had his friend, I don't know this friend's name, he had his friend decorate the thing for the anniversary, and he goes in there to check to see what he done, and it's like it's very pretty, it is, and it was super decorated, and he's like, oh no, and she comes and she starts arguing him about his mama. And he's like, hold up, that's my mama. She was like, you don't even like your mama. He said, so she ain't nobody about to bad about my mama. And so they arguing, and he goes in and just finally shuts the door to that bedroom. And she lit ever since like heart shaped thing, and then a candle surrounding it. I think it might be in heart flowers, like flowers shaped into a heart, and then candles lit into a heart, and knocked it down, and it was going down like a domino effect. And I thought I was gonna do this pretty thing. No, it starts coming on fire. So he comes back to argue with her some more, and notices it's on fire. And he's like, he's trying to get it out, and it's getting worse. And he picks up the pillow, and it's on fire. And he threw it, and it's on the couch. And she's like, you know how expensive that is? So he's picked it up again, and he threw it on the curtains. So now not only the flowers is on fire, the couch is on fire, the curtains on fire, and they're like arguing, and finally, they get it all out, and she's just like peed off. She's like, I'm going to go to the most expensive hotel and chill. So when he left, she's like, she's too cheap to go to a hotel. So he's going out walking. I thought he was going looking for her. I don't know. He's just walking and walking. He ends up at the park. He sees this guy, and it scares him. Like, okay, I'm going to get up. He goes like, no, stay. He said, look around. You see other husbands apparently he's around in the same boat with him. He's like, shoot, my chick got on me because I was cutting my toenails and they were flying everywhere. What was your problem? He's like, our anniversary. The dude was like, shoot, that's the worst thing right after her birthday. And he's like, her birthday's next month. He's like, homie, shoot, I don't even got nothing to comfort you. So, Yi Hongwoo is like looking for her, and he sees her that she fell asleep at their office, and he went to go to see if she was asleep, and again, bam, she had slapped him. She's always slapping him. It's like, oh, you're really asleep, and he realized she was asleep, so he fell asleep. With her. And what happened now? Well, he went into the office and fell asleep, and of course the two that work with him came in like, ooh, what went on? Shoot, both of them here, and they stuck with the same clothes on. Apparently, none of them decided to go home to change, because she went to court, and whatever case she went in, I don't know all the legal terms, but she was winning it. And I'm trying to think, you talking about your marriage certificate, which, y'all, because she's with her mother-in-law, she did not ever get it signed. I'm like, remember, I mean, you saying good stuff, I mean, it's some good stuff, but you need to sign your own, which she reminds, she remembers to go get it registered, which she does. And before she got registered, and before she went to her court case, her friend B, remember he got friend A, came in and said, I want a divorce from friend A, and you supposed to represent me. And her husband's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And so, and friend A's like, look, he ain't had no job for a whole year. He's over giving money to his parents, which, I mean, nothing wrong with that, but I mean, he do need to take care of his, family. And friend B was like, shoot, Yi Hongwoo was the one needing me the money. And it was like, Lee J says that's the same money that you supposedly put stock in. And she's like just jumping on him. And their friends were like, you know what, we're going to go. And so they left them there arguing. And so, that's when she went off to her court case and won and got it signed, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, let's go out to dinner. He texted her to come out to dinner. She goes to dinner, and soon as the two of their friends, the one that wants to get divorced together, he is there, and two of their work buddies are there. And she sits down, because, he didn't say nothing about nobody else. He said just them two. And he was like, Yi Hongwoo was like, dude, what was you saying? And he was like, man, I work for both of y'all, and it's a lot of work. And I was like, oh, here it goes. And she caught on too. He tried to get his friend B a job there. And so everybody was looking at her, and it was like so awkward. She couldn't really say no, so she said yeah, and she was like, she. I'm like, ooh, he gonna get it when he got home. Ooh, he got it with it. They would when she left the restaurant. Oh, she was mad. She's like, I'm not talking to you, and she goes off, and he's doing this thing on the recorder, and he's like, oh, I really hurt her feelings. This is the first time she's ever said she won't want to talk to me. And she had called him, but apparently he's too busy recording and whatever. So she's like mad. And the next day she coming in. I mean, she plays nice, smile to friend B because, she ain't about to act all crazy and whatnot. So, Yin Hong-woo and friend B go off to go help get information to help this man keep his house, because before that, I forgot to mention, they went to a hospital and he stayed there all day too, on their anniversary day. That's what he was doing while she was in court. He was in trying to get a doctor to show that, remember, because his wife was so sick, he couldn't sign the lease himself, like even the doctor said so. And the doctor was putting it all in these, big terms that people at the court wouldn't understand. And, Yi Hong-woo got him to put them in terms, simple terms, so people can understand. So anyway, him and them were trying to go back and do day after day, and she's over drinking at the bar, and I'm telling you, this bar guy, he is trouble. I don't know why. I just want her to get away. I want her to get away from him, because you could tell he likes her. He do. And I'm just like, he's not helping the case. And during all this, he was like, well, you need to go chase him and tell him, how you feel. And I don't know when, but he actually do meet Yi Hong-woo. He sees this lady out there, their law building. He didn't even know that it was his mother-in-law. And she told him, and they treated him out to dinner. He was like, why doesn't she talk to you? He said, she always seemed tempered and this and that, don't she? And I mean, he didn't say nothing. She didn't basically tell him. She was just like, there's a reason. I'm not going to say, but there's a reason why she's not talking to me, And so they can be friends and whatnot. And so, but she tells her not to tell, Leon J that she came and saw him. And so, but before that, or after that, I don't know, Leon J is taking the bartender's advice and is like, look, we need to go back to our honeymoon, and so we can talk about this and find out what went wrong. And she leaves, and he's daydreaming about how good it was at their honeymoon was. And his mom had called, and he was like, I can't hang out with you, but hanged up. And after that, and she's like, man, is it so wrong to go on a vacation with your mother? And he gets a text saying all this information. And she's like, oh yeah, we're going to the thing. And so when he gets home, he's like, you get my text. And she still ain't listening to him. And come to find out, when I was at the airport, and she's like, yeah. And he realized he sent the wrong he sent the text of the time and date of the airport to his mom instead of his wife. So and at the same time, his mother-in-law calls him to ask, can you come over? Because apparently the person that the two women that was arguing is Leon J's mom and his mom. And so he's over here helping her mom, and his wife is helping his mom. And so they don't even know it. And Leon J's trying to smooth things with him. He's like, I took on ahead and I come out and eat. And Leon J was like, hold on a minute, mother, and follows him out. And she's like, don't you dare leave. He's like, I'm going to be back. He said something come out. Yeah. She's like, what is it? He's like, I'll tell you later. And she was like, if you leave, I'm moving out. And he just waving his hand by, like, and she looked so sad. That's how it ended. And it was good.